I'd like to thank you for your interest in the Trimble RealWorks viewer. This quick start video will show you the basics to help you get started viewing and analyzing point cloud data. The video begins by giving an overview of the layout of the software. Next, it goes through visualization and navigation. And finally, it demonstrates how to use some of the most commonly needed tools for point cloud analysis. The software has two working modes, registration and production. Each mode has its own set of unique tools. The registration mode has tools specific for analyzing and evaluating the quality of the registration. The production mode has tools dedicated to viewing and analyzing the data. For each mode, there are three tabs: the File tab, the Home tab, which is where you'll find most of the tools, and the Support tab, where you'll find information about the software, help files, and the project preferences, where you can change display settings, such as the background color and the units of measurement. You can also find a shortcut to the preferences in the lower right-hand corner of the software. Beneath the Tabs and Tools ribbon, you'll find three main windows: the Workspace, the List window, and the 3D view. The Workspace is where you can find and select the project and main folders. It has two main tabs, one for viewing point clouds and models, and the other is for viewing any images that may be in the project. Some tools, such as the cutting plane, also use the Workspace. The List window is where you can see and select the individual objects in a project. These objects, such as the point cloud and CAD models, are the contents of the Workspace. So, you can see that if I select the project in the Workspace, all of its contents are displayed in the List window. If I select a specific folder in the Workspace, then the contents of that folder are displayed in the List window. To go back so that I can see the contents of the whole project, I can simply click on the project in the Workspace, or in this case, I can also use the Go Up to Parent Folder button. The List window is used mainly for selecting, displaying, or hiding objects. To select an object, simply click on it. To display or hide an object in the 3D view, click on the light bulb beside that object. The List window also shows information about the type of object and other properties, such as the number of points or color of an object. Right-clicking on an object in the 3D view, Workspace, or List window will display a list of commands applicable to that object. Now that we've identified the key elements of the viewer interface, let's import some data and take a look at it. To open a Trimble RealWorks project, or import data using a different file format, make sure that the Home tab is active, click on Import, and select Open. Here in the Open dialog window, you can see a file named Hallway. There is an RWP file, which is a RealWorks project file, and with it, there should always be an associated RWI folder, which contains all of the RealWorks project data. Now, if you don't have a Trimble RealWorks project file, but you still need to look at point cloud data, select the drop-down list for the file of type, and then select from the options, such as PTS or ASCII. But in this case, I'm going to open the RealWorks project, so I'm going to select the Trimble 3D Scanning Files option. Then, I'm going to click on the Hallway RWP file, and then click Open. To freely navigate the data in the 3D view, I'm going to check that the Home tab is active, and then, on the Tools ribbon, I'm going to go to the Navigation group and make sure that Examiner is selected. This will allow me to freely zoom, pan, and rotate around the data. Use the scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in and zoom out of the point cloud. To pan, hold down the middle mouse button as you move the mouse. To rotate, left-click and hold down the button as you move your mouse around the scene. If you'd like to change the behavior of the mouse, you can do this by going to the Support tab and selecting Preferences. Then, on the Navigation tab, you can select the behavior for rotating, for panning, and even for zooming. Next, let's take a look at the different options for viewing the data. We're going to focus on these 5 groups in the Tools ribbon. The first that we'll look at are the 3 viewing modes. The first mode is Examiner, which we've been using. It allows you to rotate around the data, as well as zoom and pan. The next mode is Station-based. It allows you to view the point cloud from the position of the laser scanner. You can rotate the view using the left mouse button and zoom using the middle scroll wheel. To select a specific station to view from, use the Station Selection button at the bottom of the screen. Alternatively, you can click on the station markers. To display the station markers, click on the Show Stations button. You can then change the view to a specific station by simply clicking on the orange station marker for that station. To hide the station markers, click once again on the Show Station Markers button. Next, let's take a look at the walkthrough view. In the walkthrough view, use the mouse scroll wheel and left-click to move and look around the 3D view as if you were physically walking through the scene. Scrolling the mouse wheel will move you forward or backward, and holding down the left mouse button while moving the mouse will rotate the view around a stationary position, similar to the station-based mode. If you need to quickly see the entire project, use the Zoom Extents button found in the Zoom group. If you need to zoom in on a specific area, use the Zoom In window option. Simply click the icon, and then left-click and drag a window to fit the area that you'd like to zoom in on. If you would like a specific area of the project to be in the middle of the screen, use the Center on Point button, then click on the area that you would like to move to the center of the screen. Sometimes it is useful to see the data from a specific view. This can be done using the Standard Views button in the View group. This will allow you to view the data from a specific position, such as the front, top, or sides. Now let's take a look at a few more display options. We've already seen that you can use the light bulb to display or hide an individual object in the list window. What if we have multiple objects selected? We can use the Display Point Cloud in the Display group to display all of the objects at one time. Now we can also select all of the objects in the list window and then click on one of the light bulbs, and they will all hide. But sometimes maybe we have objects in a folder, like here we have 2 objects. If we select that folder, then we can choose to display only the point cloud objects, or also display the geometry objects. It also makes it easy to hide objects inside a folder. Simply select the folder and click on Hide Geometry or Hide Cloud. It's also very easy to quickly hide all objects on the screen. Simply click on the blue icon that's labeled Hide All.